The fuel pump is lying to you. Right now, two drivers can pull into completely different gas stations, pump the exact same octane into the exact same car, and drive away with mileage results that differ by up to 15%. Same grade, same engine, wildly different outcomes at the end of the week. Here is the thing. The gasoline market in 2026 has split into two brutal camps. On one side, you have stations engineering fuel that scrubs your engine clean and squeezes every drop of energy out of combustion. On the other, you have stations pumping watered-down, low-detergent gasoline that coats your fuel injectors in carbon and quietly hemorrhages your miles per gallon every single fill-up. And get this. The dealerships will not tell you that the gas station you choose matters more than your driving habits, more than your tire pressure, more than your air filter. Smart drivers are abandoning specific brands right now and flocking to others, watching their fuel economy climb by 2, 3, even 4 miles per gallon overnight. Stick around until the end, because the final brand on this list is the one that quietly outperforms every premium price competitor for half the marketing budget. Let us get into it. Avoid list number 1, the generic off-brand station. You know the one, no logo you recognize, faded canopy, prices 3 cents below everyone else, the handwritten cardboard sign on the door. For decades, these independent stations sold themselves as the rebel choice, the bargain hunter's reward. In 2026, they are a mileage death sentence. Here is the thing. Branded top-tier stations pump gasoline with detergent additive levels at up to 3 times the federal minimum required by the EPA. Your friendly neighborhood off-brand station, they are pumping fuel at the bare minimum legal threshold, sometimes barely scraping past it. The real kicker is what those missing detergents actually do. Without proper additives, your fuel injectors slowly cake with carbon deposits. Your intake valves coat with gunk. Your combustion chamber loses thermal efficiency week by week. Translation: your engine is burning more fuel to produce less power. Independent fuel testing has shown a measurable 3 to 5% drop in fuel economy after just 6 months of off-brand fueling. On a commuter pulling 30 miles per gallon, that is 1 to 2 miles per gallon, gone, forever. Bottom line, that 3-cent discount per gallon is costing you 20 cents per gallon in lost mileage. Palliative care for your wallet, dressed up as a deal. But if you think the no-name station on the corner is the worst offender, wait until you see what the West Coast discount giant has been quietly getting away with. Number 2, Arco. For more than 4 decades, Arco built an empire on a single promise: cheap gas, cash only, no questions asked. The yellow and red signs pulled in millions of budget-conscious drivers across California, Oregon, and the Pacific Northwest. Today, that empire is starting to look like the Pompeii of the Pacific. Here is the thing. Arco officially earned top-tier certification back in 2018, and on paper, that is a win. But the brand reputation persists for a brutal reason. Many independent franchisees still operate at the bare minimum additive specification, and the customer base they built is the most price-sensitive in the country. And get this. The Arco pricing strategy depends on volume over margin. That means cheaper detergent packages where the contract allows, lower-cost transport agreements, and a station model where reinvestment in pump maintenance and fuel storage is rare. Old pumps deliver inconsistent fuel-to-air ratios. Translation: you are paying for 91 octane and getting a watered-down version of it. Owners of vehicles fueled almost exclusively at budget chains over 50,000 miles report fuel injector cleaning bills averaging $400 to $600 when the carbon catches up with them. The discount, in real terms, is a deferred mechanics invoice. Bottom line, a discount that costs you at the pump every single mile. The savings are an illusion the brand has spent 40 years selling, but if Arco's bare minimum strategy is bleeding your tank dry, wait until you see how the convenience store giant turned every fill-up into a coin flip. Number 3, 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven sells more Slurpees than almost any chain on earth. They sell more taquitos than most people thought existed. And they sell gasoline. That third part is where it gets desperate. Here is the thing. 7-Eleven does not refine its own fuel. It does not maintain a single consistent additive package across its more than 9,000 North American locations. Instead, the company sources gasoline from whatever supplier is cheapest in any given region on any given day. Citgo here, Sunoco there. An off-brand wholesaler in the next town over. The real kicker is what that means for you. One 7-Eleven location might pump premium top-tier fuel from a regional partner. The 7-Eleven across town, owned by a different franchisee with a different supply contract, might pump fuel that barely meets minimum federal detergent standards. You have no way to know which is which. Independent fuel quality testing across major metropolitan areas in 2025 found variances in detergent additive concentration of up to 40% between 7-Eleven locations within the same city. Translation: filling up at the wrong 7-Eleven could cost you the same miles per gallon as filling up at the worst off-brand station in your county. Bottom line, Russian roulette for your fuel system. Some chambers fire clean, others jam. If you're getting value out of this kind of analysis, do me a quick favor and hit the like button and subscribe. We dig into the dirty secrets of the auto and fuel industries every single week, and the algorithm only feeds you the truth if you give us the signal. Now, let us get into the 6 brands that are actually maximizing your mileage. Buy list number 1, BP and Amoco. For most of the early 2000s, BP was the punching bag of the fuel industry. The Deepwater Horizon disaster in 2010 left the brand bleeding market share for nearly a decade. And then, something quietly shifted under the hood. Here is the thing. The BP Invigorate additive package, rolled out and refined throughout the late 2010s, became one of the most aggressive cleaning formulations on the market. Independent testing demonstrated removal of carbon deposits from fuel injectors after as little as 1 full tank. And get this, BP rebuilt its brand around the additive itself, combined it with strict supply chain quality control, and now operates more than 7,000 top-tier certified locations across the United States. Translation: the same chemistry that runs on the IndyCar circuit is sitting in the pump in your neighborhood. Drivers report consistent fuel economy gains of around 2% within the first 3 fill-ups after switching from a non-top-tier station to BP Verdict, the comeback story of the gas pump. Brutal performance, quiet recovery. Number 2, Exxon and Mobil. Synergy. Exxon and Mobil are the elder statesmen of branded fuel. The Synergy formula, introduced in 2016 and refined repeatedly since, contains 7 distinct additives working in concert: detergents, friction modifiers, corrosion inhibitors, combustion stability agents, oxidation reducers, the works. Here is the thing. The ExxonMobil R&D budget for fuel chemistry alone exceeds the entire marketing budget of most regional gas chains. The company invests heavily in proving the chemistry through real-world fleet testing, not just controlled lab claims. The real kicker is the data. Drivers switching from non-top-tier fuel to Synergy report an average 2% improvement in fuel economy within the first 1,000 miles. On a typical SUV pulling 22 miles per gallon, that is the equivalent of saving roughly $60 per year at current gas prices. Bottom line, bulletproof engineering for your engine, the standard against which the rest of the industry quietly measures itself. Now I want to hear from you. Are you noticing big MPG differences between gas stations in your area? Drop a comment below with the brand you trust most and the one you avoid like a leaking radiator. We read every single one. But if you think Exxon is the gold standard, wait until you see the brand that wrote the original playbook on fuel chemistry. Number 3. Chevron and Texaco Techron. Techron is not just an additive, it is a household name. For more than 30 years, Chevron and Texaco have built one of the most recognized fuel chemistries in America, and the technology is genuinely industry-defining. Here is the thing. Techron is built on patented polyetheramine, or PEA, chemistry. PEA is the most aggressive intake valve cleaning compound legally permitted in commercial gasoline. It dissolves carbon deposits that lesser detergents cannot even touch. And get this, independent automotive testing facilities, including the ones used by major manufacturers for warranty validation, consistently rank Techron-fueled engines among the cleanest on the road after 100,000 miles. Translation: when you fill up at Chevron or Texaco, you are not just buying fuel, you are buying preventative maintenance disguised as a fill-up. Verdict: the industry's North Star for fuel chemistry. 3 decades of dominance and counting. Number 4. Shell V-Power Nitro Plus. Shell built V-Power Nitro Plus in partnership with Scuderia Ferrari. That is not a marketing line. The same chemistry that fuels Formula One race cars during the season is, in a road-modified form, sold at Shell stations on every continent. Here is the thing. V-Power Nitro Plus contains 7 times the cleaning agents required by the federal top-tier standard. 7 times. Translation: while a baseline top-tier fuel is already 3 times above the EPA minimum, Shell Premium runs more than 20 times above that bare minimum threshold. The real kicker is the protective film. V-Power Nitro Plus leaves a microscopic anti-corrosion layer on metal engine surfaces, slowing oxidation and extending component life. Most fuels burn clean and leave nothing behind. Shell Premium burns clean and leaves armor. Bottom line, Formula One technology for your daily commuter. Premium pricing, premium chemistry. The math actually works. Number 5. Costco Kirkland Signature. Here is where it gets truly interesting. Costco is not a gas station company. Costco is a wholesale club that happens to operate Kirkland Signature fuel stations at most of its warehouse locations. And that station is quietly one of the best in America. Here is the thing. Kirkland Signature gasoline is fully top-tier certified. The same detergent additive package quality, the same federal compliance standard, the same engine cleaning performance as the big branded names. Yet the price per gallon is consistently 20 to 30 cents below the major branded competitors. And get this, Costco achieves this by sourcing fuel directly from major refineries, often the same ones supplying Shell, Chevron, and Exxon, and adding their own top-tier additive package on the back end. Translation: you are buying premium fuel chemistry at warehouse club prices. The real kicker is volume. Costco fuel turns over so quickly that gasoline sitting in the storage tanks is almost always fresh, dramatically reducing the risk of degraded fuel that plagues low-volume rural stations. Verdict: the savvy driver's secret weapon. Best value-to-quality ratio in the entire industry, and most of America is still sleeping on it. Number 6. Marathon. You probably did not expect Marathon to top this list. Most drivers do not, and that is exactly why it earned the final spot. Here is the thing. Marathon operates more than 7,000 stations across the United States, every one of them top-tier certified, every one of them using the STP-branded additive package. STP is the same name behind decades of legendary engine treatments and racing partnerships, and Marathon is the only major chain pumping that chemistry at scale by default. And get this, Marathon owns its refineries. Vertical integration from crude oil to pump means quality control at every single stage. No third-party additive injection, no inconsistent supply contracts, no franchisee corner cutting. Translation: every gallon at every Marathon station meets the same specification every time. The real kicker is consistency. Drivers report MPG variance of less than 0.5% between Marathon locations, the lowest of any national chain tested. Compare that to 7-Eleven's 40% variance, and you understand why this brand is dominating without ever raising its voice. Bottom line, the quietly dominant force you have been ignoring. Marathon does not run flashy ad campaigns. It does not partner with Formula One teams. It just delivers the most consistent, highest quality fuel of any major chain in America. The gold standard of its segment, hiding in plain sight. The gas pump is a battlefield. On one side, you have brands engineering fuel chemistry that extends your engine's life, scrubs your injectors clean, and squeezes every possible mile out of every gallon. On the other, you have sellers of commodity fuel that quietly chips away at your wallet, your MPG, and your engine's longevity, one fill-up at a time. Here is the final wisdom that will save you from a costly mistake. Stop chasing the cheapest sign on the corner. A nickel saved per gallon costs you 20 cents per gallon in lost fuel economy and hundreds of dollars in eventual injector cleaning bills 3 years from now. The math is brutal, and the dealerships will not warn you because the broken fuel system you bring them in 5 years is their next big invoice. Stick to top-tier certified brands. Use Marathon, Costco, Chevron, or Shell as your default. Treat off-brand stations and inconsistent chains like the discount illusion they are. Your engine, your wallet, and your next road trip will thank you for it. If you want the truth about 2026 fuel quality, hit subscribe right now. We are tracking every shift in this market, every new additive formulation, and every brand that is rising or falling. The pump is lying to most drivers in America. Do not be one of them.